All right, it's 4 a.m. in the morning and I can't sleep. And I've tried to do this twice already, but I'm gonna get it this time. Um, yeah, so something that's been happening to me recently and what I'm currently struggling with, and I'm finding it really challenging, is how to navigate my emotions. Um, so let me tell you about a story that happened to me 2 days ago. Um, I was sitting with this Russian woman, and she has a very, very intense stare. And you can tell she is on some level of spirituality and some level of intelligence as well. Turns out she reads faces. So you can tell where your eyebrows sit, where your cheeks sit, where your smile sits, all this information on how your face looks. It's called like physiognomy or something, some sort. I can't even say the word, but basically what it is the study of reading people's faces. Now, if you know of this great man by the name of Abraham Lincoln, what he said was, after the age of 30, you're responsible for your face. And what he meant by that was that our face tells a story, especially after age 30, because now you can't hide anything, right? So if someone's always grumpy, right? They're always grumpy. You see that? Even that starts to happen, right? Those wrinkles will show up on the person's face. And so what Abraham Lincoln chose to do was surround himself around happy thinking people, because our thoughts will start to show up on our face. I am going to start developing wrinkles here because of smiling so much. Happy wrinkles. And this is something that I've been learning to do, and maybe it might be something worth inviting in as you age as well, is embracing yourself, embracing your look, embracing who you are. You know, I remember I had a friend who showed me his first gray hair, and I could feel it in him, and I'm like, yo, dude, just accept that. Like, just accept that, man. Like, don't try to hide it. Don't try to avoid it. You know, we live in a culture. I can literally see across the road there. It's just like how to like stop aging. You know, we have this whole fear. It's one of the basic fears is the fear of aging. But if we embrace aging, right? Like, so one of the trade-offs, and it's what I'm experiencing right now, and I should mention this right now, although things are like pretty, I'm getting challenged quite a bit, and I know that at some point it's all gonna like, this intensity that I'm feeling in this stage of my life, like it's really close to getting over. Like, I will never be back at this stage of intensity. It's just, it's like trying to forget your name. You know, you can't at some point you're not you just don't forget your name, you know. And this is what a lot of rich people say, like, if you ever think of this, like, if you take all the money away from the richest people in the world and you even it out amongst everyone, within 5 years that money will be back to the richest people. Because when you're developing your mind, this is your money maker right here, not anything outside yourself, not your business. This is the float center right there. That's not your money maker. This is your money maker. So you can take this thing wherever you want in the world. So I know that at some point there's going to be a tipping point, and I will never ever, I mean, it's already happened. I'm never ever the same, but I know I'll be out of this. And so what I'm currently struggling with right now is my emotions. And so this woman, she read my face, and one of the things she said, you, and she did such a good job at reading my face. I was blown away. My jaw dropped. I was like, okay, I gotta learn from you for sure. And so she was calling me, she's like, one of the things she said about me, she was like, you have problem with alcohol. You should not drink alcohol. Never drink alcohol. And I was like, what part of my face are you reading to understand that? Where did that come from? But I was shocked. She's like, She said, you have problem with your dad. Your dad, you have problem. You just need to accept them. And I was like, oh man, like, but to be honest, I asked her, I gave her permission. I was like, when I first started talking to her, I was like, okay, fine, like read my face. She's like, I already know before you talk. I know all this about you before you talk. You don't even need to talk. And I was like, oh, okay, this is getting serious. But one of the things she said to me, she said, you have problem with emotion. You have very, very much emotion. Very, very much emotion. And I was like, this is so fascinating, because one of the things that I've been calling out for is spiritual guidance, because the sensations and feelings in my body are increasing at such heights that it's almost becoming unbearable. Now, I want to ask you if you ever heard of this saying: new level, new devil. I'll say that again. New level, new devil. So as we grow to a next height, and by the way, this is something that I've learned to help me with my energy. It's you squeeze, it helps with your forearm. Helps with your forearm there. But because I'm working in high frequency worlds, you never see guys use this on Wall Street. You know, the stress ball. It's like when we're doing like high ticket sales and we're doing high frequency work, or like, for example, right now I'm doing some sales. I'm training someone in sales right now, and like there's a lot of blockages coming out of him. Like he's releasing a lot. It's like good energy for me to just like not take it on, so I just outlet it right here. I'm since being young, I'm like a person that like touches things. Like I mean that's what I am. Like I'm a super touchy guy, you know. Like I'm always putting my hands on people with consent, but I'm always like touching. My mom like was very affectionate to my brother and I, so like touch is a big one. So I hacked this one of myself. This is something that you could maybe start finding out. If you start learning how you work, then you can start making solutions, and so that you can be a better human being in the planet. And this is one for me. I'm finding that this really helps me. Obviously it's 4 a.m. right now, and I've like, essentially what's been happening is it's like 4 a.m. right now, and sometimes I just get downloads, like because my mind is starting to open so deeply. Like when I rest and I go to bed with a subject, so the subject that I went to bed with is this intent-based branding, and I'm about to teach a class on it, and so I'm just getting downloads after downloads after downloads. It's just like things are just coming to me. It's like it comes to me so fast, so rapidly, that it's like I can't catch them all. It's just happening so quickly, which is a very beautiful thing. I'd rather have more information than no information, but it also makes for like, okay, like it's 4 a.m, like I'm pretty good now on information, and it just like keeps flowing in. So I just figure come for a walk and let the energy out, and I share with you. And so why am I saying all of this? Well, she read my face, and when she read my face, she said, you have problems with emotions. And the irony of that is I've been trying to call out for help in this space of myself. Now, I don't know if you've ever experienced this, but like when you don't drink alcohol, you don't smoke weed, you don't smoke cigarettes, you don't drink coffee, you eat very clean food, you meditate every day, you float, look, soulless float, you float, you're gonna raise your vibration, man. You've been sober for almost 7 years, 6.5 years. Your vibration's gonna start raising. But like when you access this much energy and this much let's say understanding, like I don't know, inside my body, like I don't really know how to navigate all this now at this moment. Like this is something, if you ever, I don't know if you're sober or if you've ever been sober, if you'd like, leave a message below, and I can talk about it with you at some point, if that's something you're curious of doing. But when you get sober, what happens is you start to feel a lot, because basically what does alcohol do? It cloaks all those feelings. So really, you're kind of like less receptive. That's what alcohol is doing to us. It makes us less receptive. So when you feel all these feelings for the first time, it's like really, really intense. Like, it's so overwhelming. And so if you open yourself up to no substances, you're opening yourself up to saying, I'm down to feel everything. I'm ready. I'm ready to feel everything. And to be honest, I don't know many humans that are. Because if I did, they'd be helping me probably, or we at least could talk about what's happening inside the body. But not many humans are, and that's okay. I'm not here to condemn or judge. Like, I wasn't for a very long time. For a very long time, I wasn't down to feel everything. But when you open yourself up and feel everything, it's like pretty intense, especially like as you reach a new level. It's like, what's happening to me? And I gotta say something, I gotta be honest. I am like, I'm so disappointed in myself in a way. Like, not in a way where I beat myself up. It's just like, okay, I gotta make a change here. Like, change has to happen. And today I had a conversation with my building manager, and Mal and I are trying to dissect it, but essentially what happened is he starts talking to me, and I can see in people's faces when they start to lie. Like, I can start I'm starting to become almost like a psychic. Like, I can see in people when they lie. And this guy was blatantly lying to my face, and all of a sudden it hit this place inside my chest, and I just went boom, like all that emotion just right onto him. And I said, imagine this is pretty intense, but I was like, you're lying right now. And I pointed right to his face. I'm like, you're lying to me. Stop lying. He's like, but imagine someone, you're having this conversation, all of a sudden this guy goes like with very intense eyes and clear, powerful energy. And I say that about myself humbly, but I've worked at this. But I just went, you're lying to me. Stop lying. Just be honest. Just be honest. But what I've realized is that place inside of me triggers me, and that emotion is because of social media. It's like I'm so fed up with how much lying there is, and deception, and how on these machines we deceive each other. And there's like this, our whole world, the frame of realities is based on manipulating each other. And so why that hits me as well is because I've trained myself to manipulate people. And so it's something that I'm healing myself through, is to not be a manipulator. And so when I start to see these things now, it's like, man, this isn't cool. Let's just not do this. I said to him afterwards, I was like, dude, we're good friends here. Let's just be honest. Let's just respect each other. You can just tell me the truth. His face went all red. And like, when I go to that place of myself, it's like pretty intense. And this place, did you know that Hitler was actually sober as well? Hitler understood this energy quite deeply. Now, I don't want to reference that I'm understanding that, but I'm saying, hey, I could see where that could go if I don't understand this energy with intention. So I feel really terrible, actually, by channeling that emotion. But everything ended cordially. But it's just my reflection afterwards is being like, okay, like, I really need to understand this emotion thing. Like, man, these emotions are so intense. Like, it's like a volcano's erupting, and it channels onto the human, and then the human has no chance. It's like this incredible energy that gets put on. And then the crazy thing is my brain starts working like so quickly. So my brain, because of that energy, so think about it, that energy comes up out of me, And I've got all this like natural pure energy that's circulating in my body that I'm constantly cultivating. So that energy charges up and it goes into my brain. And then my brain works so good. Like, so when someone, and then I have this social read, so I can read the person. So this person's lying, and so I'm calling them out, and then I'm solving all these social problems really quickly. My brain's solving all these social things, and then I'm understanding what this guy's saying, and I'm referencing what this person's saying so I can catch him in his lie. It's like, whoa. It's like the spotlight, right? The spotlight is being shined right on you. And this can be very intense. I've thought back and realized, like, if I had that happen to me, like, I'd be so stunned. I'd be stifled, and that's usually what happens. That's usually the human's reaction to it. Because when in life do you get called out in like a casual conversation like this, and then all of a sudden, boom, you get called out, and you get like, and it's like truth just comes at you that quickly. But I wanted to share this with you because it's in time. It's in time. It's something I'm working on. I want to show you me, man. Like I want to give you me and what I'm working on. And I'm not saying, so what's happening? I don't stand for that. That's not what I stand for. I feel terrible. I don't want to treat a human being that way. I want to treat a human being with respect, honesty, truth, caring, kindness, love, compassion, you know? And so this is my learning. This is me learning right now, today. I'm taking you on the reflection right now as I'm walking, and I'm giving you my reflection. This is what I would be thinking of right now. You see I got my earpods in? Because I'm about to listen to information to help guide me. And this is my process. I'm showing you my process right now. So you're wondering, if you're asking yourself, look at it. I mean, it's 17 minutes in. But if you're asking yourself, oh, how did this guy do this? Or how has he gotten to this level? It's like, well, look, you're seeing no one's around. It's raining right now. It's 4 a.m. in the morning. I've got my squeeze toy, and I've got my earpods in, and I'm about to walk and listen to information. Because I don't want to have this in my body, A, and B, I don't want to transfer this onto another human being. Because it's not cool. In my opinion, it's not cool to treat a human being like that. But what I do is I harness the negative emotions inside my body. So what a lot of people do is they sit in the negative emotions and then they beat themselves up. They get the internal boxing gloves on. But what I do is I actually embrace the disappointment. I go, oh man, I'm disappointed in myself. I'm really disappointed in myself. I can't keep doing that. Like, that's got to change. That's not cool. Oh man, I said this to him and I said that to him. And now look, like, he probably, next time he sees me, he's going to be so scared of me. He's going to be on edge. And like, I mean, I probably wrecked his confidence, and, you know, I brought him down, and, you know, maybe I'm overthinking it a little bit, but at the same time, like, I feel terrible. I feel terrible. It's not what I want to do. It's not what I stand for. That's what hurts me the most. It's not what I stand for. I stand for the exact opposite of that interaction. Then I catch it, and I go, okay, and I breathe into my stomach, and I go, okay, now what? Okay, what do I need? How can I make a change? Okay, I need guidance. I need guidance in this. This is completely new. At somewhere, probably how it always happens is through a YouTube video or something comes up, some bit of information, a bit of data is what they call it. A bit of data comes through, and I can now understand it. So, but what I have to do now is then I let go of it, and I trust. And I trust that's going to come in. But this pattern has now happened in the last 7 days, or let's say about 10 days. It's happened 3 times with 3 different human beings. So it's clear there's a change that needs to come and will come, because I'm bringing conscious awareness to it. But if you don't have a framework in it, or you don't know what to do, like you don't have the answer yet, well, then you just have to be patient. And maybe another situation will come up and it'll expose it again. But I've become very aware of it. I'm very attuned to it. So now I just set the intention to change, and now I let go of it. But you see the whole processing? I'm going through this entire processing. And if you've watched this far, it means you're probably in the same thing. And so I wanted to share this moment with you to show you A, what I'm struggling with, and B, how I process. And so maybe you learned a bit. Let me know if you're struggling with your emotions. You know, this is not an easy thing for men to talk about, but for me, I don't care. I do not care. I don't care. I don't care. I'm not trying to be nothing. I don't need to prove nothing, and I don't need approval for anything. I'm just being flat out me. And it's so much easier. Like, it's so much easier just to be me, and then like I don't have to care about all these other things. And then I just got freedom, you know? And that's really what I'm sharing here with. Although I got all I got this internal challenge right now, I also have a lot of internal freedom. And this is partly how I get there. But with that being said, a lot of that is from spending time in Solace. So cool. I live literally just upstairs. But this is a great way to end the video. So I will see you on another video. All right, take care.